Enough with the Shakur Stevenson slander. Some of my best supporters on this channel, dudes I talk boxing with every day, are out here talking about Shakur Stevenson and what he has to do against Arturum this weekend so he does not fall completely off the map of a Gervonta Davis fight. They're even going into it and saying, hey, no, Gervonta Davis will destroy Shakur Stevenson. Really, really, really not giving this kid any room, and I do not agree at all. However, Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson is the best fight that could take place at 135, and there is a fight should be taking place before that, which is Vasily Lomachenko, one of the top lightweights, a good, very, very good lightweight named Raymond Muratalla gave his prediction about what he thinks will take place. Let's talk about those things in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where each and every one of you dudes' hate is boiling over. I have to tell you that I think I am one of the most tried and true Shakur Stevenson fans that there is in boxing. I have been watching this man since he was in the Olympics and seen his development as a fighter. When he first came in, wasn't 100% sold on him at 126 pounds. Then as he moved to 130, and I saw what he did to Oscar Valdez, saw what he did to Jamel Herring, and he moves into 135. I know this dude is a top-notch fighter, one of the best fighters in the world. But I've also clearly been paying attention to the Dynamo, the top dog under 160 pounds in boxing, one of the most gifted athletes in all sports, and a guy that shows up and shows out every single solitary time he fights. And that is Gervonta Tank Davis. So this weekend, Arturum, a guy named Arturum, first name Arturum, Harchunian, will be fighting Shakur Stevenson. There's going to be all eyes on Shakur Stevenson in Newark, New Jersey. And people are looking to see whether or not he's going to have a better performance against Arturum than he had in his last fight against Edwin De Los Santos, who, by all admissions, and again, I am a supporter of Shakur Stevenson, definitely had Shakur Stevenson moonwalking all over that ring. And it was a very unentertaining fight. It was a fight, as I watched it, I was like, oh my God, man, people are going to be hearing about this tomorrow because people are going to be saying this man was running and running and running. And I just hated it. But that's just what it was. Now, he said he was hurt in the fight. His hand was hurt. He was hurt coming in. But now the proof is in the pudding. He's going to have to do something to put a little bit of excitement on the table in this particular fight. Arturum is not the biggest puncher in the world. He's a very good boxer, but he's not the biggest puncher in the world. But in order to gain interest, to get the interest together for the fight that could take place with Gervonta Davis, he's going to have to show and prove to people other than me to say, hey, yeah, I actually want to see a fight between him and Gervonta, which is not the same case as the fight that is presumed to be next for Tank. And that is against one of the best fighters of this century at 126, 130 and 130 pounds, 135 pounds. Man, the veteran two-time Olympic gold medalist, Vasily Lomachenko, who has 3 losses, but has never, ever had a fight that he lost as a pro that he reasonably could not think that he won. He's had, honestly, no fights that I've watched, because I don't think that I actually watched the Orlando Salido fight. I saw the Orlando fight in rerun. But even in that fight, I thought Lomachenko came on in the second half of the fight. But he lost that. Teofimo Lopez, I thought could have won either way. And the Devin Haney fight, I really thought Vasily won that. But there was an argument that Devin Haney could have won it as well. And in fact, Devin did win it, in fact. And Lomachenko did lose to Teofimo Lopez, in fact. However, no boring fights, guaranteed to be physical exchanges. Vasily Lomachenko is most definitely about to step to you. And Gervonta Davis is somebody that you want to be real careful about stepping to, because when you may step to him and find yourself laying on your back, checking them lights up at the top of the ceiling. So that's just an exciting fight. That's a fight, even though Raymond Muratalla, and I'm going to get a little plug here for another very good lightweight named Raymond Muratalla, who will be fighting. I think Raymond Muratalla may actually be on the Shakur undercard. But Muratalla is going to be fighting very soon. And he said, look, man, I got Gervonta Davis by knockout over Vasily Lomachenko. Man, if Gervonta Davis knocks out Vasily Lomachenko, it's hard for me to predict knockouts at all. No joke. It's hard for me to predict knockouts at all. I always see an avenue for a fighter to be able to make it to the distance. And plus, I don't want to put pressure on fighters where they got to get knockouts. Unless you're Devin Haney, at which point in time, dog, you haven't done it in a decade, man. You better get you one. Other than that, if somebody's doing it on a regular basis, you don't have to do it every fight, you know, because it's going to mess around and just happen. Just like fighters that knock out people all the time, eventually they're going to have to go the distance. So you saw Gervonta Davis. The last time he went the distance was with Isaac Cruz, pressure fighter. That was a couple years ago. Vasily Lomachenko may go the distance, but it's going to be tough for Vasily to get that decision, because when Vasily starts letting them hands go, Gervonta Davis is going to be letting them hands go. And Gervonta Davis, and it's two slow starters. So anyway, just going to be very, very great fight, man. Even though people would say that Shakur is the better fighter at this stage than Lomachenko, the style matchup is what will intrigue people and push people to watch the fight. So I do agree with people that say that Shakur Stevenson really needs to show up. Shakur really needs to show out in these fights that come up this weekend. However, I'm a ride with Shakur anyway. It goes, because y'all need to stop hating on Shakur, man. That is a absolutely fantastic fighter. I am not somebody that is paying attention to every little word some 25-year-old kids have to say when they're battering back and forth with each other. To me, people always say, well, you're too old to be hating on Devin Haney. Look, man, only thing I'm talking about are the things that are going to take place in the boxing ring. And in the negotiations, the legitimate things in the negotiations that take place in a fight, I'll get on people about. But if you're all of that, he said, she said stuff, man, all that stuff, I'm not tripping on. So Shakur can say what Shakur wants to say, as long as when Shakur Stevenson gets in that ring and fights, he does what he's supposed to do when he gets in that ring and fights. And to date, he has done so. And not all of the fights have looked like Edwin De Los Santos. Some of the fights look like Yoshina, who, by the way, he did not get dang near any credit whatsoever for beating in the way that he beat him, or the fight where he stopped Jamel Herring. People act like those things did not take place, but they did. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And all you Gervonta Davis fans / Shakur Stevenson haters, y'all need to tuck that and let this man slide so we can get this fight. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.